is
Zaza.
Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Whipper.
Hey, welcome. Thursday. Fitzy and Whipper, how you going, guys? Hope you've had a great day today.
I want to kiss you.
We're looking out at the moment. There's a fair bit of sun. Haven't seen that for a while. Mother Nature, thank you. Tick.
I want to kiss you.
No.
I've been doing a bit of pants-off sunning, if you know what I mean. You don't get a chance to catch the sun
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about 25 years since The Castle came out.
Okay,
An
sure.
Australian classic. What a movie. There's a great article written in the Sydney Morning Herald, actually, about this movie and how things have changed. And owning your own house, like the Kerrigans, is getting further and further away for first home buyers.
Your own castle.
I'm getting quite serious. But what I'm alluding to is that I was 19 when I watched The Castle. And let me tell you this, I wanted to live right next to an airport.
What is it? What do you love about an
I just
aeroplane?
love planes. I find it really soothing, planes coming into land.
Okay,
The
sure.
noise doesn't bother me at all.
Yep.
I actually feel safe when I hear it.
Okay, you should move next to an airport.
So I've bought myself a 747 and an airport.
You're doing well.
No,
You're
no.
better off just buying next to the airport. It's a lot cheaper.
I went in with Johnny Travolta. We've become very close.
Huh?
No, but I want to hear from people. What we're doing at the moment is, what did you live next to
Okay.
growing up? And it could be a sporting stadium. It could be a serial killer. It could be a sewage plant. I want to know what you lived next to. If you've got any great stories of what you lived next to growing up, can you please DM us on the Fitzy and Whipper Instagram account? Because I think we need to do this.
I live next door to my next wife.
Oh my gosh.
Just warming up, guys.
Can someone put a curtain up around him and
I'm not a
bring out the
horse.
shotgun?
I'm not a horse. It's going to be a great podcast.
Fitzy and Whipper.
There's a really, really good article if you get an opportunity. Gareth Bryant wrote it in the Sydney Morning Herald, and I'm just going to read the start of it here. 25 years ago, a low-budget film shot in less than a fortnight captured the hearts and imaginations of Australia. With its sympathetic portrayal of suburban family life, a classic David versus Goliath narrative of justice prevailing over corporate greed and plenty of ever-quotable one-liners, The Castle has maintained a timeless vibe. 25 years of age. Congratulations to The Castle.
Tell him he's dreaming.
Did it say what the spend was? Did you just mention that? What it
No,
cost?
It doesn't say here.
I mean, it would have
To
been
make the castle.
Yeah, it would have been a tight budget.
God, if it was 20
And what did you say? How quick did they shoot it?
in less than a fortnight.
Just
That's
extraordinary.
working dog.
Just extraordinary.
He also goes on to say, rewatching the film 25 years after it was first released, The Castle now feels like a farewell note to the Australian dream. 2 decades of rapid house price inflation has transformed the relationship between Australians and housing so profoundly that making a film like The Castle seems almost unthinkable today.
How much was it, says?
They say about 750,000.
Tell him he's
Just
dreaming.
extraordinary.
And it's one of the
It
classics.
was iconic. It had everything. It had the jingles of "We're going to Bonnie Doon."
Oh, yeah.
Tell him he's dreaming. And it was
How's the
about the dream.
serenity?
You're right, the serenity. And it was the idea that you lived, right? Wherever you lived, it was your castle. Didn't matter that it wasn't actually a castle. It was a beaten up old weatherboard. Your house was your castle, mate.
This is what I want to talk about, because when The Castle came out, I was 19, 20 years of age, and I'm not joking. I love the sound of planes going over your house. And I remember watching The Castle, and I said to myself, I would love one day to buy my first house, the house that's right next to an airport.
Didn't you live in Botany?
Yeah, I
Why?
lived in Botany and houses went over. I just found it really soothing,
Planes,
Sarah.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't...
You're
they
not
didn't
a-
annoy me at all. I love the sound of planes going, and I love watching planes coming into land.
I don't think you've ever told us that you're a aerosexual.
Yeah, I
no,
reckon.
I'm not an aerosexual. I don't love
sure?
planes, but I just love... And do you know when you actually come into land, when you're domestically flying here and you go to each state, and when you're coming into land, you can always pick the houses that are right next to the airport.
Yeah.
Because you've just got fresh land out in your backyard.
Yep.
And I remember thinking to myself, you can kick your You can
footy
jump
over
the
the
fence.
fence.
You can kick the footy.
Yep.
You can also, in some of the other movies where you could set up a deck chair with an esky and just watch,
Yeah.
and watch planes coming over the top of you and
here
land.
it comes, A380 from Hong Kong.
I lived in Leichhardt for a few years. The
That's
amount
enough,
of times you
yeah.
had to pause the telly because you couldn't hear. You just hit pause, wait a minute, go again.
Yeah, Leichhardt's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would love to hear from someone who lives right next to an airport, but the question we are asking, what did you live next to?
Didn't you also? And there was a very particular high fence in your backyard because there was a nude.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a nudist colony
I
next door?
Found out about this years later, but we had 2 fences in our backyard. Mum and Dad's place down at Christie Downs. They bought that for $28,000. And the middle fence, right, was massive. Like I'm talking, I reckon it would have been 4 or 5 metres high.
Okay, sure.
It was huge. And then there was another fence. So there was like a walkway around it that was quite scary because there was trees
Right.
and no one would go around to that back bit. And we found out afterwards that the owners that we brought it off were the head of a nudist colony, and they used to have nude parties in the backyard. That's why they put up 2 fences.
Did you ever notice that it took Mick 3 hours to go and get milk down the street?
Well, Dad got it cheaper because he was part of the club. Amy in Epping, what did you live next to, Amy?
Channel 7.
Oh,
We
okay.
backed onto Channel 7, and so we used to be able to, like, the same thing. We sat on the fence and watched the comings and goings. Saw prime ministers come through in their fancy cars, and all the home and away stars used to park on our street, so we used to try and chat to them. And I remember one time we scared Pippa because we were yelling out, Pippa!
The original
The
Pippa.
original Pippa, and she ran away because I think we scared her a little bit.
That is
How interesting. I mean, you could have lent out your driveway to park in it.
Yeah.
Was
Well, they stormed our roof once for our home and away.
You know you've made it when.
Amy,
Yeah.
was it noisy? Were there choppers coming in and were the satellites noisy?
They used to move the sets at like 3 o'clock in the morning, so there was lots of banging.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Did you ever try and get a job there, Amy? It would have been an easy one to work.
No, I didn't think of that.
Didn't Channel 9 at Willoughby there, didn't they buy the real estate around Channel 9? Packer did back in the day?
Each of the shows used to be in a house. So 60 Minutes was in a house, Current Affair was
right.
in a house. So you had the building and then you'd walk down the hill to a different house.
And then I heard Dickie used to go and use the houses. If he'd had a few drinks at work,
God.
he would just go back and crash in one of the houses.
You'd go and sleep in Summer Bay.
Maxine in Punchbowl, who lived across the road from you?
There was a hydroponic set up across the road,
Okay.
and we were all a little bit sus because we never saw any windows open. But one day the police rocked up early in the morning and didn't leave until night, so they were carrying plants out.
Did you know the neighbours, Maxine? Did they seem like
No.
they were into...
We didn't know that. We didn't know. We just saw a lady sometimes doing gardening, so yeah.
See,
Do you know what? Lisa's parents, if you look over the fence from where her mum and dad live, there's a guy, he's got these huge tanks in the backyard lining the walls of the house. And he says, I'm breeding plankton.
Oh,
I'm a scientist and I'm breeding plankton.
Why would you be breeding plankton?
I
'Cause
don't know.
Plankton's fed to whales and fish and that,
yeah.
isn't
If
it?
he's a scientist, though, is he studying the growth?
I'm not sure
No,
what sort of lab
that's-
he's running.
That's bodies in the barrel.
I would say so. They're acid
Lisa's
tanks,
parents
aren't
don't live in Snowtown, do they?
they? They do. As it turns out.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most of every holiday. And now's the time to unapologetically holiday bigger and better than ever before.
Jump online or on the What If app and book your getaway today.
What if? It's Aussie for travel. Oh, we were asking you, what did you live next to? Jordan in Auburn, what is the weird thing you live next to?
Okay, so I actually was living next to a cemetery, and it was for about 9 years, right?
Yeah.
And some really creepy stuff used to happen. So, like, I'll give you an example. One time, our neighbours told us it was haunted, but we were like, oh, you know, big deal. Middle of the night, one time, this car comes to a screeching halt out the front, and another car hit him because it was tailgating him.
Yeah.
So we walked outside, and we're like trying to, you know, see what happened. He goes, oh, I saw someone crossing the road. And we're like, okay, well, we had a look at security cameras and no one was crossing the road. But according to him, someone was crossing from the cemetery, walking to the other side of the road.
So he hit the brakes.
Yes.
Yeah, hit the brakes. The other guy hit him, big insurance job. But nothing on the security camera. after that, I sort of started to listen out, and we'd hear sounds and screams, and you'd walk out, and there's nothing there. You know how cemeteries are always dark too? Like, there's not really much light, and that's obviously for a reason. And it was just creepy. Like, you'd hear sounds and slamming doors. There's no doors.
Oh my God.
And it was actually a very old cemetery, so there weren't many new graves, being dug up there. But recently, before we moved out, there was one person that was laid to rest there, and it was weird because we actually knew the person, and since then things started happening inside the house, and so we were like, nah, we're leaving.
No, I couldn't live there.
Did you, George, ever cross through the cemetery to take a shortcut to get home?
I never had the guts.
Okay,
Yeah, well done,
Good
Jordan.
answer, Jordan.
Okay, well done. Let's go to Helen now in Orange. What was across the street from you, Helen?
I lived across the road from a brothel.
Oh,
Helen.
Okay.
So did you see any locals that you knew popping in there, Helen, or?
I actually did at one time, yes, and I left it posted on his car saying, I know what you've been doing.
And you knew the person, Helen?
Yes, I worked with the person.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. And did you initial the note?
No.
Because, Helen, there's always... Well, this is what I've been told, but there's the back door.
What?
You don't go around the front, do you?
Expensive.
It's always out the back. Helen?
No.
Helen's gone, mate.
Oh,
Do not make an offer to
I
not make an offer to Helen like that.
Helen, how did the locals feel about it? You still there, Helen?
Oh, yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you. How did the locals feel about it? Were they angry about it, or they...
Oh, no, there's plenty of brothels around here, but yeah.
You didn't get to know any of the girls, Helen?
No.
Oh, wow. Did they have a red light on it, or is that just a myth, they're having a red light out?
No, they do have a red light, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they do have a red light. And this one night, there was... my husband's dog was carrying on a treat and couldn't figure out what was going on. So I looked out the front window and there's this car parked in the middle of our front lawn. So I waited and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get this guy. So I turned around and I chained up my husband's Rottweiler to the back wheel of the car.
Awesome. What
And
happened,
I
Helen?
waited. Well, I waited, and when he came out, I was hiding in the
Jeez.
dark of the house.
Go on.
And I slowly walked out from the front of the house because I was home alone. I was pregnant.
Yeah.
My husband was at work.
Yeah.
So I turned around and I walked out of the shadows and I said to this guy, I wouldn't walk around near your car if I were you. My dog is chained up to your car.
Yeah.
What'd you do that for? Well, you've parked in the middle of my lawn of a night time. A woman's at home, pregnant, and she's got to look after herself.
And
You don't park on people's lawns.
Yeah, did he get it, or was he a bit pissed off with you, Helen?
Oh, he was a bit peeved off,
Yeah.
but I went and unchained Aggro and I just held him and... Oh, that's the dog's name.
Oh, we got that. Oh, Helen.
Oh,
I mean, you've ended on a story nothing to do with the brothel. I loved it.
Did you hear any noises coming out of there, Helen, or were they pretty quiet?
Oh, pretty quiet.
Yeah, right. Oh, God, that's fascinating, isn't it? But you would... Do you know what? I'd be peering through the curtains every now and then.
Is that
just to-
Tommy again?
Yeah, just to see who he's going in. How's Helen's busted a bloke that she works with?
How awkward is that?
Ultimate.
Should have left her name on that note.
Well, you've got one over him for the rest of his life.
You own him. This was an amazing, bold attempt to pick up Robert Irwin at the Crocosseum yesterday. I mean, you know we've been to the Crocosseum, mate. We know what it's like.
Well, you fell asleep during
Well,
the
I'd-
Croc show, which I was a bit disappointed with.
Got a couple of reds off the plane on the way up. And Orly Dooley, breakfast radio will get you at the weirdest of times. And as Robert Irwin's dangling a chicken over a crocodile, I may have caught a couple of Zeds. Doesn't matter. Let's focus on what happened yesterday. There was an American girl in the crowd who wasn't interested in the crocodiles at all. In fact, she wanted to snap her jaws around Robert Irwin. And as he wandered around the Crocosseum, she called him over to the edge where she was sitting. And have a listen to this bold pickup attempt.
You're so cute. I was wondering if I could have your number.
Well, I'm very flattered. Where do you visit from?
America.
Oh, nice. That's the whereabouts.
Utah.
Cool. Oh, no, Utah's great. Yeah, well, the easiest way is usually like on Instagram. Because then like people can look at it and monitor it and see when it comes through.
Okay.
Because my number's hit and miss.
Okay, this is so random, but I actually DM'd you last Snake to tell you I was really
Oh, no. Okay, well, what was your name?
Nothing grass.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Perfect.
No worries.
Thank
Good
you.
on you. All right, thanks.
He handled it so well.
He is so lovely.
So well.
For anyone who hasn't seen the Irwins for a while, Robert has found the gym.
Oh, my
He is
God.
ripped.
He's ripped, isn't
Yeah.
He is unbelievably ripped. Like, he's got a six-pack, he's got pectoral muscles,
Oh,
and,
the
he's,
biceps.
and his biceps. So I'm...
I love an arm.
What magazine are we looking at here that he's going to be on the front of anytime soon?
She'll be
Men's
pregnant.
Health.
She'll be pregnant.
No, Men's Health. That cover shot with like the shorts, no top on, and a crop.
Has to be on Men's Health soon.
I mean, on his Instagram the other day, Robert Irwin tops off on a dirt bike. And I, my God, a couple of crocodiles would be nervous if he's hanging around.
Mate,
this guy's a weapon.
Who could be the ultimate for Robert? I feel like, I mean, he's still young.
Yeah, he's only
He's 18,
little.
yep.
Is there a big hot TikTok star coming up through the ranks or
There would
something,
be.
Sarah? Or
Yeah.
Wouldn't you put him with like Kendall Jenner or something? Like that is a good-looking couple.
To snag an Irwin. Do you know what's interesting, though? I mean, it's a bold move, but everyone's been in that position, I think, where you're trying to get out of it. And he does so well to go, I won't give you my number because that's a bit hit and miss. Hey, why don't you just message me on Instagram? And then she has to come back to say, I did last night and you didn't reply. And in his mind, he would have gone, damn. There's a crocodile behind me. Have you seen that? Have you seen the crocodile? I mean, he's
gone missing since that girl at Australia Zoo.
He's been put on the spot, and I think he handled it very well.
Yeah, he did.
It is when you're at a bar, right, and you see a celebrity, especially when you're out with your friends and you're having a few drinks, there is a conversation you always do have of, do you reckon any of us would be a chance?
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever approached a celebrity before, I would love to hear from you 13, 24, 10. And how far did you get?
Tell me if you thought this. Now, I could be getting a bit carried away here, but we were in the lounge one time in LA and Elle Macpherson was there.
Oh, that was...
And I think she was a little bit keen on me.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
She was just... Conversation was flowing really well.
No, I was the one that approached her.
Well, you'd been drinking, but you were doing the work on behalf of your mate. And then you brought her into the lounge area where we were, and Elle and I were like... peas in a pod.
So
that connection.
Oh, the friend zone. That would have felt bad.
We booked an office, you know, like at the lounge you can book an office and you can get it to yourself. And I was the one that walked back with drinks for everybody. And as I walked past, I was like, I couldn't speak, remember? I was like, oh my gosh.
Elle Macpherson.
Elle Macpherson, she's got a room to herself next door.
Because she wants to be left alone.
She was amazing, though. We had a great chat.
If you remember, though, there was a moment where she said... we got called for the flight. She said, give me a kiss, goodbye, should we walk to the aeroplane now? And to me, that was like our walk into the prom date. That was like, oh my God, do I hold your hand or your luggage? I was torn.
See, I think tactics-wise, I think going down the road of what they do or how they've become famous is not the right way to do it. I think you need to play it real safe, Sarah, and just go, I don't know who you are. Why is
No, you can't pretend you don't know who they are.
I know.
But I know what you mean. Don't talk about something that everybody talks about with them. Like, do something different. Like, I don't know, oh, how's inflation?
Oh,
Kiss me.
Oh, awesome.
You want to see inflation? Kiss
Man.
me.
You reckon...
How's the cost of living? Do you want me to buy you a drink?
13, 24, 10. Like this bold girl yesterday at the Crocodile trying to pick up Robert Irwin. Love to know if you've hit on a celebrity. How did it go?
Jason in Padstow, which celebrity did you approach, Chase?
Hey guys, I didn't try to pick him up, but he did ask me to come back to his place for a drink, which I thought was a bit weird.
Yeah.
I saw Whipper down at Bondi. Took a photo with him.
Okay, Jace. I invited you back for a drink, did I, mate?
How did you approach him, Jace? What was your approach, tactics?
I just walked up to him a second. I take a photo, and being a big superstar is a bit snobbish, but yeah, I got one.
He's a good guy, though. He's a good-looking bloke. What was he wearing? Do you remember, Jace?
Whipper?
Yeah.
What?
I know it's me, mate. I'm just removing myself from the situation.
Well done, Jace.
Stumped
Thanks,
you, Jace, with your own joke there.
Margarita's given us a call from Cromer Heights. What was the celebrity, Margarita?
Oh, hi there, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you.
Hi. Yes, I asked Cameron Dowdo many years ago for a sweet little birthday.
Oh, how long ago are we talking here, Margarita?
And then I was a bit cheeky, asked him for a kiss on the other cheek, and he politely declined. But he was so sweet.
Yeah.
So how long ago are we talking, Margarita? How long ago was this?
20-odd years.
Yeah, and I mean, Cameron Daddo, but he's been married to Alison Bray for a long time.
Yep.
But, you know, back in those days, he was...
Oh, my God, what a weapon. Margarita, good-looking guy, isn't he?
He was so hot.
Yeah. And such a lovely bloke.
Really sweet guy, yeah. And so is Alison.
Did you try and slip him your phone number?
No, when he declined the second kiss, I thought that was it for me.
Well read.
That was a sign I'll wander off now.
Twice. Kaylin in Marrickville. Which celebrity did you meet, Kaylin?
It's Harry Styles, actually.
Oh.
Where was this?
This was outside the Horton Pavilion.
Yeah, what happened?
I bumped into him when he was out here with One Direction, and we share the same birthday. So I just asked him. I was like, we're birthday twins. How about a birthday kiss?
Oh.
And he was like, oh, lucky me, and gave me a kiss on the cheek. So that's about it.
What a sweetie.
I'd still claim that.
Yeah.
So when the first time One Direction came into our Nova offices here, and they would have been, how old do you reckon they were? 16?
Oh, yeah.
18,
Yeah, 18.
And they were very young, immature, and they were making a few jokes. And Anna was working as a receptionist here at Nova, and very attractive Anna, and Harry took to Anna quite a bit. And I remember, even when we did the interview, he was talking about Anna all the time.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it?
But Anna had a boyfriend at the time, remember?
Didn't know what to do.
And Harry was very keen to see Anna again.
That night.
And this is why I love Anna. She said, no, I'm in a relationship, which unfortunately didn't last too long after that.
Yeah.
Remember she left that
That's
guy?
right.
He was a bit of a tool. I think he cheated on her.
I don't know. She ended up hooking up with Robert Irwin in a strange twist.
So she had a chance with Harry Styles at some
Do you know
stage.
someone else that missed an opportunity with a big-name celebrity? I'll never forget this because she was asked out on Valentine's Day. Sarah was hit on by Kamal.
Beautiful Kamal, but it was Valentine's Day with him and his wife. He was being kind.
Sorry, I misread
was
it.
newly single, and he said, if you want to join the two of us, yeah. But then
Sarah
he
and
and his
Kamal
wife did split. So.
Sitting in a tree.
Beautiful man.
He's a magnificent man.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
The top trending stories in entertainment this morning. Hailey Bieber has broken her silence over Justin Bieber's face paralysis since his diagnosis with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. She said this on Good Morning America a few hours ago.
Going through it very publicly in front of a lot of people, it kind of almost in a way forces you to have to just be upfront about what's going on so that people understand what you're going through. And I actually think it opened up a lot of really important and amazing conversation. And I think the silver lining of it, honestly, is that it brings us a lot closer because you're going through this together, you're being there for each other, you're supporting each other, and there's just something that really bonds you through these times.
What's it called, Says?
Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. I mean, the two of them have had a bit of a shocker. She had a stroke a few months ago.
Oh, my God.
And he's now had this. I mean, they've had to go through a bit.
I thought it was Bell's palsy.
Well, it gives that effect.
Yeah.
Does it affect his voice?
I think only in the sense that he can't open his mouth properly to sing.
Right.
And eating, and one eye he can't close. So she did say he's on the mend, but pretty stressful time.
Remember I went to the formal with the girl that had Bell's palsy?
Well, I think
Remember
that's
that poor girl?
different.
I think she was just a bit sad to be there.
No, half her poor face had dropped and she drank so much because she was nervous about how she looked and she ended up vomiting on the table.
See, so this is more
was a
that it
terrible
stays
night.
still.
You know what?
You just want to talk
this
about
is a
it.
really serious story about Justin Bieber, and he always brings it back to himself.
No, I'm just
Are
telling
you just realising this 11 years that Whipper can make anything about himself? Have you not heard us talk about childbirth and somehow it becomes about him?
Childbirth. Let me tell you about childbirth.
Of
Says.
course, yeah. Guys, Halsey.
It can hurt.
Stop talking. This is fun. So she has revealed she was hired to perform at the bat mitzvah for Adam Sandler's daughter, Sunny. And there was this really full circle moment because growing up, she loved Happy Gilmore. Have a listen.
It was like Coachella.
Really? Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, and also I was like, "Wow, you guys booked me." I was really honored. But his daughters are great, and it was a really cool full circle moment too because when I was a kid, his movies used to play in my house all the time. My dad is a huge golfer and loved Happy Gilmore. I used to watch it all the time. So my first sentence that I ever spoke in my life was, "Go home, ball."
Which is is one of the most famous lines in the movie. Because he shouts to the golf ball, "Go home, ball." I mean, she said that it really blew her mind because, like, Jennifer Aniston was there, Charlie Puth was also performing, just full of celebrities and big names. And apparently afterwards, Adam Sandler threw a second bar mitzvah for his daughter, but no celebrities were there. And apparently the people who got invited to that one were giving the daughter a hard time.
Awesome.
So they were like, "What? There's no one here." Anyway, very funny.
Just quickly, new movie, Hustle. You've seen it, Leno? Is it good?
Tommy's watching it. Yeah, he said it was
Hustle.
awesome.
It's really good. Do you know what? He's gone full circle, Adam Sandler. Everyone was bagging his movies.
Yeah.
Now he's producing some belters, uncut gems.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apparently Hustle's really good too.
Finally, guys, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom have flown into Sydney and then they jumped straight on a private jet to far north Queensland. They're in Port Douglas where he is filming. They've got both their kids with them, so Daisy but also Flynn, you know, Miranda Kerr.
That's right,
that he shares with Miranda Kerr. They're going to be in Port Douglas for 3 months, but I imagine we'll see them jet back into Sydney for
What do you
a
reckon?
bit.
Daintree. I mean, it's stinger season at the moment.
Yeah,
Can they go for a
out
swim?
under the reef. They'd stay at
go
the
for a reef.
Sheraton Mirage there, you know, with the huge pool around the whole thing.
You could lock down a penthouse if you're lucky.
It's very 80s.
What's that good restaurant you like up there?
Oh, Nautilus. That's beautiful up in the mountains.
Book in there for a dining experience, Katie.
I mean, you're making fun, but who wouldn't want to go to Port Douglas right now and sit in the sunshine?
Take me to the Douglas.
Any minute. We're still watching, though, to see if Pete Davidson's in this film with him. We're waiting to see if he and Kim arrive.
Ooh, well done, Says. Thank you. Can't wait.
2 people enter. Only 1 leaves. There's 60 seconds on the clock.
Time to dance.
It's time to play Last Man Standing.
Vance Joy's brand new album, In Our Own Sweet Time, featuring Missing Piece, and the brand new single, Clarity, is out now.
What a live performer this man is. Lisa and Heathcote. What's your favourite Vance Joy song, Lise?
I'm loving his new one, Clarity.
Yeah,
Clarity. Yeah.
Well, Clarity is out now on the new album, which is In Our Own Sweet Time. We love this man, and you are up against Natalie in Camden this morning to take it out. Natalie, who are you taking with you if you get a chance to go to the Opera House?
Oh, I think my husband and I need a date night, so
All right.
I'll be taking my husband, Troy.
So romantic.
Good luck,
Bring
Nat.
your ukuleles, get involved. Lisa, you're going first. If you get one wrong, power goes over to Natalie. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds. Well, they're going to see Vance Joy live. Well done. What do you say when you do it at the same time?
Jinx.
Jinx. Well done, sir.
Jinxies.
Here we go, Lisa. Your 60 seconds starts now. Which
Jinx.
movie features the song Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead?
Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Which famous painting had cake smeared on it by a protester a few weeks ago?
Mona Lisa.
That is correct. Which movie did Lady Gaga star in opposite Bradley Cooper?
Star is Born.
Yes. In which wing of the White House is the Oval Office located?
Left wing.
The West Wing is correct. In what ocean is the Bermuda Triangle located?
Don't know. Sorry.
It's Atlantic. Over to Natalie. Natalie, which famous artist is known for his works with Campbell's soup cans?
Andy Warhol.
That is correct. What is the capital city of Austria?
Vienna.
Vienna is correct. How many players are there on the field in a baseball team?
12.
No, it's 9. Lisa, over to you. What is the name of Batman's butler?
Oh my God. Oh, gone blank.
No, it doesn't matter.
You've been saved.
You have been saved by the bell,
saved.
Lisa, and you've got the tickets.
Oh, me?
Yeah, Lisa, you've won.
You won the bell.
We can hardly hear you, but it sounds emotional.
Beautiful celebration with no reception there. Sarah, you have been talking about Ellen's last show quite a bit. And how many seasons did Ellen go for?
19.
Good effort.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think we should be focusing on Ellen's last show, though. We need to focus on Wendy Williams over in the States. If you haven't heard of Wendy, we've spoken about her on our show quite a bit before, but she's got her last show coming up.
Never a big run, was it, Wendy? I mean, she won't go down in the history of great talk show hosts.
13 seasons.
13?
Yeah, it went 13 seasons. We knew her as Wendy Williams.
I apologise.
That was live on her show. This was some of the crazy stuff that was on the Wendy Williams show. I mean, we started with the Springer show.
Yep.
Remember Jerry Springer?
Jerry Springer.
And then that got us a real taste of American culture. And then Wendy Williams comes on board. And I'm just going to go through some of her best bits over the last 13 years.
As we look back on Wendy Williams.
So there was another one where she passes out, right? And it was, when you actually watch it live, it looks really, really fake. I've actually cut this together. This is Wendy passing out in front of her audience. She hits the deck and then it goes straight in, goes to an ad, and then it comes straight back and she's okay again. Here's Wendy.
So it was a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
She's gone. They go to an ad, and now she's back.
That was not a stunt. I'm overheated in my costume, and I did pass out. But you know what? I'm a champ, and I'm back.
Overheated. You're not dressed as Mickey Mouse.
That was one advert later. She was back.
Wow.
And that's what we love about her. Until she starts telling, a few... This
was the worst.
This was the worst. So this was Drew Carey's ex-partner had unfortunately passed away. Now, Drew Carey was on The Price is Right. He hosted The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Which everybody remembers the tagline, come on down, anyone from the audience, you're competing in The Price is Right.
And how did she die?
Well, she died. She fell from a balcony at a party.
That's right.
And Wendy Williams was talking about it.
Drew Carey's ex-fiancé was tragically murdered over the weekend. Pushed off of a third-floor balcony. Come on down.
At least no one laughed.
How do you get away with that? Imagine if that happened here in Australia. She really liked Joaquin Phoenix as well, who's one of the great actors that we have as well, until she started talking about his cleft lip.
And when he shaves off his mustache, he's got a hairline fracture. He's got one of those, what do you call it? Cleft lip. Yeah. Cleft palate. Yeah. He's got this. Yeah. He's got this. No, I find it to be very attractive.
That's where you need to pass wind again, just to distract everybody from what's coming out of your mouth.
I apologize.
She's
Focus on your bum again.
I mean, when everything was happening with Britney Spears as well, she wasn't a fan of Britney's parents.
Oh, dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
Oh, my God.
It's a surprise she wasn't cancelled sooner.
That was
really.
For 13 years.
I know.
My God. Wendy Williams, we say farewell, never to be seen again.
I suppose Alan lasted just as long, didn't he?
Excuse me.
The Fitzy and Whipper Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.